this is super embarrassing. I started my shave, as you can see, but I forgot to hit record. So it looks like you've missed the first portion of the shave. I'll fill you in. If you are brand new to traditional wet shaving, or if you're researching a different way to shave, maybe save some money or get away from the cartridge razor. Regardless, hopefully by the end of this video, I can share some tips with you that might help you out. So for my soap, I am using an artisan that I've never used before. I'm going in with Chisel Face Ghost Town Barber, and I started painting on the soap with my AP Shaves synthetic brush, and I was just about to load a Kai blade into the razor that got me started on this beautiful journey, the Henson AL13 Mild. Now let me show you how to load the Henson. First, you want to twist the handle. Then you want to remove the bottom plate from the top cap. Then you're going to want to line up the blade with the top cap. Now you take the bottom plate with the grooves and line it all together. Grab your handle and start twisting until it's nice and snug. And there you have it. The Henson's loaded and it's ready to get to work. Now what I'll do is start building up on this lather. So the one thing that I have just recently learned, when I paint on the soap first, get it to the point where it's sort of thick and pasty. It just adds an extra layer of protection. So now what I'm gonna do is build on this lather. So I'm gonna take the tips of my brush, dip it into the sink of water, and start building. So what I'm doing here is I am splaying my brush. Now the whole point of this is to help build your lather, as well as it helps lift your hair to get ready to be cut. The scent of this soap is quite refreshing. This is a barbershop scent and it came highly recommended. All right, here we go for my first pass with the Henson AL13 Mild, and I'll be going with the grain. And now if you're wondering what the heck is a pass and what do you mean by grain, a pass is the first round of shaving, and the grain can also be referred to as growth or your hair. So my first pass will be with the grain, which means I'm going to be shaving in the direction that my hair grows. On my cheeks, my hair grows downwards. So I'm going to go ahead and shave downwards. And there you have it. First pass is done. This razor, to me, is one of the best razors in the market. It is always a razor that I recommend to someone new starting out to traditional wet shaving. And if you're new or if you're researching, you can't go wrong with the Henson. All right, let me go ahead, lather up, and get in there for my second pass. And if you're wondering why the heck are you gonna shave again, I have found that wet shaving can be much different than your typical cartridge shave. So let me get ready for that second pass. And this time I'm going across the grain. And if you're wondering what the heck is across the grain, as I mentioned, my hair grows downwards on my cheeks. So when I go with the grain, I'm shaving downwards. But now I'm going across the grain. So now I'll be shaving across. Like I had just mentioned, I just recently learned how to lather in a way that really uses the protection of the soap. So for this shave, I'm not using as much water or hydration that I normally use. If anything that I'm doing during the shave you would like to do, by all means, give it a shot. At the end of the day, you shave however you'd like, my friend. All right, here we go for my second pass with the Henson AL13 Mild, and I'll be going across the grain. All right, there you have it. Second pass is done. Now you may be wondering, how come you went across the grain on your cheeks, but you still went downwards on your neck? So my neck, I do what's called a J-hook, where you'll see me just ever so slightly turn the razor. That's because the growth on my neck is crazy. My hair grows in every direction when it comes to my neck area. So let me go ahead and get myself lathered up for my third and final pass. Again, I understand you may have questions. What do you mean by your third pass? Why are you shaving so much? For me, I get my best shaves with 3 passes. Like I had mentioned, you shave however you want. So if you only want to do your 1 pass, get in, get out, get on with your day, you're more than welcome to. And if you want to do more than 1, by all means, do as many as what's going to make you happy and what's going to give you a great shave. I never thought in my wildest dreams that shaving could be a thing. I have loved traditional wet shaving since the day I started. And because I didn't give up on my first few shaves, and let me tell you, I was a bloody mess. Cuts everywhere. Don't get me wrong, I still nick myself from time to time, but it's not nearly as bad as when I first started. Well, speaking of nicks, I'm using a very mild razor, but let me tell you, it doesn't matter how mild that razor is, you need to respect it, because you could still give yourself a nick, even with the mildest razor in the market. When shaving, take your time, try not to press so hard, and respect your razor, because at the end of the day, a thing can get you. Alright, so let's get on with that third and final pass, and this time I'm going against the grain, which means I will be shaving upwards. And there you have it. Third pass, done. Feels fantastic. Let me go ahead now, wash off the rest of the soap, finish off the rest of the shave. Hold tight. Now, I'll get in there with the Parker's Alum block. The alum serves a bunch of different purposes. It can help heal any nicks you may have gotten during your shave, or maybe any irritation that you may have gotten. It can also help tighten up your skin. The one thing that I love about the alum is it gives me a good indication on how well that shave really went. For example, if my face was really stinging or having a burning sensation, then I know I was being way too aggressive, or I wasn't paying attention, or maybe I wasn't respecting the razor. But if I happen to have felt a slight tingle or a slight sting, then I know, hey, I had a pretty good shave. One thing I do need to note though, for some people, the alum can cause irritation. Just keep that in mind. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wash up my gear and clean up my area and get everything ready for my next shave. Alright, so my AP Shaves synthetic brush is all cleaned up and ready for its next use. And the Henson AL13 mild is also cleaned up and ready for its next use. So when it comes to cleaning my gear, I always make sure to give it a good wash down after every single use. I want my equipment to last as long as possible. So I highly recommend after every use, take your blade out of your razor, pat it dry if you're going to use it again, put it back in the packaging that it came in. Now, if you're going to use it once and you're done with it, then of course, go ahead and toss it. I typically use my blades twice. So after each use, take it out of the razor, I pat it dry, put it back in its packaging, put it off to the side for my next use. So while I've been cleaning and getting everything ready for my next shave, the alum was tingling and working its magic. And actually, while I'm speaking to you right now, I still feel the alum on my face, tingling, doing what alum does. So now, what I'm gonna do is wash the alum off, and I do recommend washing it off with cold water, and get ready to put on some Thayers. First, I'll go with the clear Thayers, followed by the Hydrating Milky Toner. So normally I would put on the Hydrating Milky Toner right now, but I'm gonna switch things up just a little bit. First, I'm gonna splash on Chiseled Face Ghost Town Barber, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add the Hydrating Milky Toner. I don't know about you, but I love the alcohol burn with the aftershave. So now let me go ahead and add the Hydrating Milky Toner, combining it once again with Chiseled Face Ghost Town Barber. So what I've just done was added the splash first, just to get that full effect of the alcohol and the scent. Then I added about a dime size worth of the Hydrating Milky Toner into the splash again, and that toner took that alcohol-based splash and basically turned it into skin food. It feels fantastic, and I highly recommend trying it, especially if you have a splash with a lot of alcohol in it. So once again, if you are brand new to traditional wet shaving, or you're researching other means of shaving and you happen to have found this video and you've made it all the way to this portion of the video, thank you. And I really hope you are able to pick up something within this video that can help you out in some way, shape, or form. On that note, you make it a great shave, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.